going to share with you how I do a healthy freezer restock. I have some items already in here. This is basically some bread items like tortillas, sprouted tortillas, some bread, Ezekiel bread. I have some Trader Joe's scallion flat pancakes and some mini bao buns and dumplings and curry. These are basically like bread items and ready to eat foods, but everything else I'm going to restock. So let's get started. Okay, this was everything I took out of the freezer, and I'm gonna go through and organize it. And then I have a whole bunch of items that I just purchased at the grocery outlet. You might have seen my recent video, and I'm going to restock those into the freezer as well. So let's get this going. Okay, so our family doesn't eat a lot of meat, but some of us do eat meat, and I like to buy organic grass-fed, lean, fat meat for the meat eaters. And since we don't eat a lot of meat, I'm just going to use the smallest compartment to store this meat right now, and then it leaves me a little bit of extra space when I go to the store to get some ground chicken and some chicken breasts as well. Now I have these two compartments here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have a fruit section and a vegetable section. So let's see how that all works out. I also have some grains that I need to put in here. So I'll probably do like fruit and grains in one and then vegetables in the other. Now, when you're stocking food in your kitchen, it's definitely important to do the first in, first out method. So I'm going to be putting the fresh, newest food into the freezer first at the bottom, and then I'm going to be putting the food that I already had at the top so that we can use that first. Okay, I got lots of mango, and then I have some frozen blueberries. These are going to be great for smoothies, and sometimes I do like to make pancakes with the berries, so I'm going to put those at the top. Okay, now I'm going to pull from that section that I already had. These are Trader Joe's organic wild blueberries, so I'll put those at the very top so that I can use those up first before I open the new bag. And since I already had that grain section, I'm going to put some of these grains that I have in there as well. I like to store cooked rice and cooked quinoa in my freezer so that I can batch prep it and then have it ready to go during meal times. I've been using these silicone bags to put the cooked rice or cooked quinoa in, and I really like these, especially for the freezer, because they do lay flat and they fit quite a lot. So I'm going to put those over here as well. Now when I'm ready to make meals, I know that I can go to this section of the freezer for grains and some ready to eat meals. Okay, now I also store open bags of nuts and seeds in the freezer, and then I put them into jars in my refrigerator for easy access, but I like to keep the big bags in the freezer like that. So I'm gonna put those with the fruit because those can go in the back. I'm not gonna need those as often. And then also it does remind me, because I do make a lot of smoothies, that I put these nuts and seeds into. So right there I have ground flax seeds and pumpkin seeds. Then let's see. And then I also have walnuts, chia seeds, and hemp seeds. So let's make some space for those like that. The walnuts I do use more often, and then hemp seeds as well. So this is basically like a smoothie area in the freezer, which is nice because when I go to make smoothies, this just really gives me inspiration and then helps keep me organized for those types of meals. And this is how I store the smaller amounts of those nuts and seeds in my refrigerator. I like to use these ball glass jars with these leak-proof lids, and then I put them all in one compartment like this for easy access. Okay, basically all we have left now are vegetables, so let's start adding those into the freezer. One thing I am doing right now is I'm using those silicone bags like this to put opened bags of frozen corn into, because they seal really nicely and I can see what's inside of them. So I'm gonna put that at the top, but let's start with the items that I just got at the grocery outlet. Look at all these awesome organic hash browns. I'm really excited about these. These were just about $2 for a pound of organic Southern style hash browns. And what I really like about these is that these are just organic potatoes. There's no added oil, and they have iron and potassium and even some protein. I did stock up on these because they were so cheap. And sometimes I don't have the ability to get to the grocery store, and I want to make sure that I have lots of fruits and vegetables on hand to cook with, because a lot of our nutrition comes from fruits and vegetables, and especially potatoes, because potatoes are packed with also vitamin C, and they're just really satisfying and filling. I can put these into soups. I can saute them up as a side dish. I can do so much with those hash browns. Now the next thing I have here are some mixed vegetables. Same thing, this is packed with nutrition. There's a variety of vegetables in here, which I like because then I don't have to do any chopping, which is really nice, especially on busy weeknights, because I can just dump these organic mixed vegetables into a dish and they're ready to go. And then another thing I like to always keep stocked is organic sweet frozen corn. Corn is just so delicious and actually has a lot of protein in it. And it just is so versatile, and it stores really well in the freezer. Here's another corn item my son requested because he really likes corn on the cob, and I found this organic corn on the cob at Whole Foods Market. So I thought that's a great idea. I don't have to shuck the corn or boil the corn, just have to heat it up and it's ready to go. Okay, now I'm gonna put that bag of the already opened corn on the very top so that I can go through that first, and then I'll go ahead and probably put the rest of the corn that I open later on into that bag. Now let's do our leafy greens. Okay, and so if you can't get to the grocery store, making sure that you get greens into your diet is like so important. So having some frozen greens like broccoli is a really great option to have on hand. Broccoli is packed with calcium. Let's see what the nutrition facts say. It's got calcium, iron, potassium, and even some protein. So broccoli is just a really cheap and great option for vegetables. And here's another option I found at Whole Foods, organic chopped kale. So kale also has a lot of nutrition in it. Let's see what it says here. 15% of the daily vitamin A. It's got vitamin C, iron, and calcium, and potassium, and protein. I mean, talk about nutrient-packed food. It's just kale. You can actually put this into smoothies too, so you can get it down easier if you don't like kale, or you can chop it up and saute it with some beans for a nice complete meal. Okay, here's another leafy green that I like to keep frozen is organic spinach. This is from Trader Joe's. Spinach also has a lot of nutrition. It's got potassium, iron, calcium, and 3 grams of protein in one serving. And one bag here has 5 servings, so that's pretty good. Okay, so we got broccoli, spinach, kale. We even have those mixed vegetables right there. And then another leafy green that you can keep frozen are Brussels sprouts. And Brussels sprouts are also packed with a lot of nutrition. Here's the nutrition facts. It's got calcium, iron, and potassium, and protein. And there's 5 servings in one bag. And those are actually pretty cheap. So since I want to use these up, I like to put those at the top so that I know, like, okay, I'm just going to use Brussels sprouts tonight so that I don't have to think too much about my meal plan. I know what I need to use because it's on the top of the freezer. Okay, so the last food here isn't really going to fit in my system here, but I do still have this, which is definitely an incentive to use it up, is green peas. And I have 2 different types here. I have these organic green peas. These are bigger than the other kind. But these have calcium, iron, potassium, and 5 grams of protein per serving, and there's 5 servings in a bag. So these are great. You can saute these. You can put them in guacamole, actually, to extend your guacamole and get a lot of protein in there. But green peas are really great to have in the freezer. Now, another type of green pea that I really like at Trader Joe's are these petite peas. These are actually a lot sweeter than the other peas, and these are great with pasta. I'll do macaroni and peas, and it's really good. And this has 4 grams of protein. It's got iron, potassium, and even some calcium, and 6 servings per bag. Now, I already have a bunch of bags open. This is what happens when you don't have an organized freezer. You have like 5 of the same bag open, okay? So don't be like me and take a long time in not organizing your freezer, because I could have prevented this, but that's definitely one reason why you want to go through your freezer regularly and make sure that it's very organized. Okay, and then here's just a couple other random things that I do keep in the freezer. This is baby food. I put these frozen homemade baby foods into little ice cubes like this, and then I put them into the silicone bag, and then when I'm ready, I just put that, thaw it with maybe a little warm water, and that's a really great way to store baby food for really cheap. And then another thing that I keep in the freezer sometimes is like crushed ginger. Like some recipes call for like fresh ginger instead of powdered ginger, and it's a little bit of a different consistency and flavor. So I do like that they have these little cubes of frozen ginger at Trader Joe's. And then I do like to keep like some organic popsicles like this in the freezer, and I do have one little vegan ice cream bar as a treat. So I'm just gonna keep that over here in this section because it's easy to grab. But here we go. This is the final view of my organized freezer. I have my grains and ready to eat foods in this area. I have meat, baby food, and some little condiments and snacks in that area. And then I have fruit, seeds and nuts, and then vegetables. So when I go for mealtime, I'm very organized now, and I know which food groups I need to pull from. It kind of helps me stay on my diet and help me feed my family. Well, I hope you enjoyed this freezer tutorial. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more stay-at-home mom cooking tips and tricks. And be sure to keep an eye out. I'm gonna be launching a stay-at-home mom cooking academy in my members area very soon. Probably in September, I'll have everything ready. So make sure to subscribe if you wanna stay updated on that, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.